Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 milliamp hour power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Welcome to Hoop Headlines, where we dive into the latest NBA news and trends. The small market contenders are on the rise, but can they sustain success? We're talking about teams like the Oklahoma City Thunder, Minnesota Timberwolves, and Indiana Pacers, who have been building around their young superstars. We've seen a generation of superstars leave smaller markets for bigger cities, and now it's time to see if these teams can hold on. Giannis Antetokounmpo's tenure with the Milwaukee Bucks is coming to an end, and it will be a warning to small market contenders everywhere. If he leaves, it's a reminder that loyalty only goes so far in today's NBA. The Thunder, Timberwolves, and Pacers have all developed superstars and built contenders around them. But what happens when those stars decide to leave? The Dallas Mavericks dealt Luka Doncic before things came to a head because they couldn't secure a sustainable winner around him. It's a risk that small markets take every year. We're seeing the effects of the NBA's collective bargaining agreement, which is designed to close championship windows almost as soon as they open. Players age, contracts increase, and luxury taxes skyrocket. The latest CBA has already started to show its effects on teams like the Denver Nuggets, who are struggling to maintain their roster around Nikola Jokic. Now, let's take a closer look at each of these teams. In Oklahoma City, Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams are due maximum contracts in 2026, when Gilgeous-Alexander will be eligible for an extension. The cost of those three will likely deplete the Thunder's depth, making it harder to sustain success. If the Thunder win this year's championship, they'll have a single season to run it back before the CBA reaps what it has sowed. The Boston Celtics faced a similar reality on their title defense this season. Even before Jason Tatum suffered his devastating injury, they were due changes to an expensive roster. The Thunder hold a stash of draft picks as deep as any other team in the league, which could help replenish their depth around Gilgeous-Alexander and Holmgren. However, there's no guarantee those picks become championship-caliber pieces. We saw what happened with the Denver Nuggets' Calvin Booth after they lost key contributors to free agency. The same applies to the Timberwolves, who traded for Rudy Gobert in 2022 and then swapped Karl-Anthony Towns for Julius Randle. This recent spate of success is both a blessing and a curse for the franchise. It's given rise to Anthony Edwards, one of the league's most exciting young superstars, but it's also created financial burdens. The Wolves owe $105 million next season to Edwards, Gobert, and Jaden McDaniels, with more contracts to come in the future. They trail this year's conference finals to the Thunder, 2-0, and it feels worse suddenly. The 4 years remaining on Edwards' contract don't seem so long, but they do. The Pacers made a big swing trade for Pascal Siakam in January 2024, working with Miles Turner's upcoming free agency at season's end. They're one move away from serious contention, but winning this year's title would change everything. The math equation would be complicated, and it's hard to predict what the ceiling is for a team led by a young superstar. So, where do these teams go from here? We can't ignore the reality that small market contenders are taking on more financial risk than ever before. If they fail to win, it could lead to a cycle of decline and disappointment. But if they succeed, well, who knows what the future holds? That's all for today's Hoop Headlines. Join us next time as we dive deeper into the world of NBA news and trends.